can't, it's just like not coming off. I'm scared of this thing, honestly. Oh. Welcome back to Center Car Show. My name is Sam and this is my 1969 Ranchero. And today we're gonna be taking the entire front suspension off and revamping it completely. So last time you saw this car, we actually ended up having to do a bunch of engine stuff to it. I ended up changing the headers in this car and it made the car not run right. So I ended up having to change some jets and do a bunch of tuning stuff and change a fuel pump and a bunch of stuff I ended up having to do. The one thing I never got to do when I finished this car originally was really revamp the whole front suspension. Always had this clunk in the front end and I can't find what it is, and it also has like a creak and a crazy, it just makes a lot of noises. So I decided to buy all new parts of the front suspension. It already has brand new shocks and brand new struts, so I'm not gonna need any of that, and it has brand new sway bar end links as well. I've also bought new rotors and new brake pads for it, and we're gonna replace those and make this thing drive amazing. Straight socket? Oh gosh. This tie out of here. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is get this caliper off because I think it's giving us most of our resistance. It might make this thing a little easier to get off. Time to go with the electric boy. 2 brake caliper little bolts. Hey, brakes are off and it spins freely, but it does have some noise. So make it right while we're in here, I guess. Oh, that thing's just loose. Ew, I hate this part. Okay, so this nut just came off. Put that aside somewhere safe. This is where everything gets real dirty. This guy out from in here. First bearing is out, and honestly, it looks pretty okay. It's time to pull the whole thing off. Oh yeah, that's great. This thing is nasty. Luckily, this looks pretty good right here, so I think we're A-okay. We're actually replacing this whole thing, so I'm not even gonna worry about cleaning it out. Normally you would clean this out and repack the bearings, but I'm gonna show you how to repack new bearings. Now it is time to start tearing this thing apart. First thing I gotta do though is I gotta get these springs loose. So we're gonna, I think, just compress the springs, because technically I don't really need to take them out. Need them not to be a hazard when I'm doing this whole process. These are nicknamed Widowmakers. They're spring compressors. These are sketchy as hell to use, but they work really well, so we're gonna use them. If you wanna see how to use these, we made a video a long time ago on this car, putting these springs in initially. So if you wanna see that video, it's somewhere in, probably up here, there somewhere. These are fun. That's the only difficult part. Cannot get this thing off. Like, can't, it's just like not coming off. That was almost really bad. That was really dumb. Why'd I do that? This almost came off. This little guy's coming off right here. Okay, I'm standing back because I'm a little scared of this thing, honestly. That is sketchy as hell. What we're gonna show, now this down here, there's a nut on the back right here that had a little castle nut right here. Now I think if we bang this thing out, I think it'll just come off. Oh, this is pain in my butt.
The next morning.
Hello, how's it going? Yesterday I got really pissed off because I just could not get this thing apart and it's just sketch as hell, and I did some research. I ended up making purchases. I bought an entire like ball joint removal kit. I don't think I'm gonna replace the upper control arm, which means I removed the spring for nothing. Reason being is that I can remove the upper ball joint. That's all I really want to change. Like the rest of the stuff's fine, so I don't really need to change it. So I'm just gonna remove the upper ball joint and put it in place. So we're gonna try to get this apart and yeah, make this shit work. So fuck, I wasn't recording that entire time. I took these 4 bolts out that were going into the top control arm, like so. So I took those out. I now have access to our removable ball joint right here, which is sloppy as hell. We're now gonna use our ball joint remover to remove this guy right here. First, we gotta move this cotter pin down here. Just pull. Crack, we got loose. Okay. Oh, separate this from this. We're gonna need our ball joint separator. This guy basically goes in here, slips in this area, and then you just tighten this. I'm gonna use an impact gun because I'm lazy. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That thing flew. Oh my god. That scared the shit out of me. Oh god, where is it? That thing hasn't been off since 1969. Well, I guess it's time to remove the other one. It works really well. Holy frick, that thing makes noise. I'm good, I promise, I'm good. Oh, this ball joint is stuck up. Wow. Hear that noise? It's making like noises. That's never good. I guess it's time to take the lower control arm out now. It's loose. There's one eccentric bolt back there, and then the eccentric part's facing the rear, so we're gonna pay attention to that because that is an important thing to know. Okay, it's this bolt right here is the one we're taking out. Holy shit. I learned that those eccentric bolts, I guess, I think they come out as one unit. I'm Googling this one. I don't know how I get eccentric bolt out. Oh, I look ghostly in this bright light. I gotta show you guys what happened. I screwed up pretty bad. This is an eccentric bolt, or a alignment bolt that basically twists, and as it twists, if you think this is in the center, it will move around like this. AKA, the control arm can be moved in or out, depending on how you twist this bolt. Well, I couldn't get this thing out for some reason. I was having problems with it. There ended up being another washer on this side, which I didn't know about, which is stupid. I spun this thing around a few times inside the housing, which you're not supposed to do, and I reamed it out. So basically, this little D-shaped hole here, as you can see, it's D-shaped, goes on this flat part of this thing. I basically cut the threads off of this by accident, spinning this around, and the D part of this cut into it. That's an issue. It sucks because I need this bolt to put everything back in. So my solution to this, the threads from this point forward are good. So I'm gonna stack enough washers to kind of hold that part in, hoping that would fix the problem. Is it as safe? Probably not, but I really do not care at this point. It should be fine no matter what. This is a brand new lower control arm, new ball joint, super, super, super stiff, obviously, because that's how it should be. New castle nut, new bushings in the back, which is really important because if you look at this one, those are pretty cracked up. I also have the problem of this thing up here. It is currently not sitting in a great position. I'm gonna try to remount that before I get too far in this process. So I'm gonna loosen this one on this side a little bit, try to drop this down and put it back into the holes here, and then mount it back on the other side. We're not even gonna take that off because I'm just replacing the ball joint at this point. I'm not gonna replace the whole arm. So normally these bolts back here, you would mark them when you put them in or take them out. We didn't because my alignment's off anyway, and it was really positive cambered in. So I'm actually just gonna move them out a little bit to start with, and then we'll kind of go from there, but I'm just gonna start with them out. First, this D-ring goes on. Now, I'm gonna put some washers on this thing, and then I'm gonna run the nut back on. And now it's time to put in these sway bar end links, which we already did in a different episode of the front suspension. So if you wanna see how to put these in, there's a click link here, somewhere. I don't know where it is, it's somewhere. Before we do any spindles, I'm gonna fix this guy up here. So I gotta get these two little things right here and here into these holes here and back here. Now I can put the spindle back on. Oh my God. This guy goes like so. I might want to do the top one first. Now that I'm looking at it, I might want to take this stuff back off. I'm gonna get the new upper ball joint real quick. I'll be right back. This is the deal. Oh, this sucks. So I thought I was just gonna replace the ball joint on the top side because I found out they were just replaceable. So when I got the new, I was gonna take the new one, just take the ball joint off of it and put it in correctly. Well, I just opened up the new box for the new control arm. It's not replaceable. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just not replaceable. So, which means I'm not finishing today because I gotta go get a new mount for the upper ball joint. That's why you look at parts, boys and girls, before you buy them or before you take stuff out. Don't be an idiot like me. Hey, thanks for watching. This is actually a part 1 to a 2-part video. When the video comes out in a couple days, the video will be over here. And if you want to make sure you stay updated with all the stuff we're doing on this car and all of our cars beyond, make sure you subscribe.